welcome to the Northland. Today's video, we're going to do something that most people, including myself, don't very often think of. It should be something fairly easy. Now that I said that, you watch, it'll be a you-know-what. We're going to replace the cabin filter in the Judge. I haven't replaced it since I've owned it, so it's been, this is year number 4. And I know that may seem like a long time, but when you consider that it's only driven during the summer, either way, I'm sure it needs changing. So we're going to dive into this, and I'll show you how to do it. Again, I've never done this before, so there might be a little bit of trial and error, but let's see if we can figure it out. All right, so this is what we got. Premium Guard Pure Flow cabin air filters is something I picked up on Amazon. I'm sure you can get one at your local auto parts store, or maybe even Walmart or whatever. But I don't know, how big their selection will be, because I'm sure there are more than one kind of cabin air filter, and they probably don't stock them all. So, like I said, you can get this on Amazon. I don't remember how much I paid for this. It wasn't very expensive. So let's go ahead and let's put this in. Take it out of the package. Show you it's new. White on one side, green on the other. I think, yeah, just like your furnace filter, there's a certain way you're supposed to put it in, that the air flows. Let's go take the old one out and see how bad it is. All right, so obviously the very first thing we have to do is open our glove box. Then I think this piece right here, I don't know, it's kind of hard to see. I got my fill light on, but I don't know, it's not doing real good. We have to disconnect that, and then we'll push these tabs in here on both sides to lower the glove box out of the way. So as soon as I get that done, I'll bring you back on. So as I mentioned, this black thing here disconnects from, I'm trying to get the camera in here, from that hole right there. Basically, it just pops right out. Slide it up to move it out of the way. I'm going to try and do this one-handed. I'm not sure I'm going to be successful. No, put you down again. Okay, so like I mentioned, okay, so this piece just pops right out, and then you push on the sides of this to disconnect it from the dash, right? Let it fall down. There's a little felt like a door, and the cabin filter is behind here. Let me see if I can get that for you. So you can see that's a pretty dirty filter. It's definitely ready for a change. I tell you what, getting this thing out is a treat. First of all, let me take you back here once. I'm going to show you exactly what the problem is. Okay, first of all, okay, if I can see this, so your filter goes up under here, up under this piece that I'm tapping. I don't know if I'm trying to do all this with just 2 hands, and I need 3 or 4. This piece right here, this is where your filter goes, up in here. Getting your filter out of here without damaging it is pretty tough. I think getting the new one in without damaging it is going to be even harder. Secondly, your screw or bolt, or whatever you want to call it, goes up under this, goes into that thing, okay? This cover is what's keeping it in place. It folds up to close the thing, and the screw goes up through here and into that post. It is a T20 Torx. So you got to do it with a ratchet, no extension. I think using air would probably be better. That way you're not trying to hold it up there and turn it at the same time. All you have to do is hold it up there and hit the trigger, or if you have electric. But you're not getting like a drill kind of a thing in there. That ain't happening. So now we're going to try and put the new one in. And I have a very funny feeling that getting that screw back in is going to be nothing short of a nightmare. So I'll let you know after I get it all done, and we'll see what happens here. Let me take you back to the filter and show you the difference. Again, this is the factory filter here. This is the new one. I don't know if the factory one was a different color on one side or not. I suspect it probably wasn't. Again, there is a way, a certain direction this has to go in. It shows you right here. Basically, the filter is going to go in like this. You want those arrows facing down, and it's actually kind of at an angle, so down and towards the driver. So this is how the filter is going to go in. Now, like I said, I think getting this big old thing inside that little hole is going to be pretty tough, and getting that screw in is going to be even harder, I think. So, all right, let's get at it. All right, so we got it back in. Got the door on. Got the screw in. My recommendation is to pull this felt down right here, rather than trying to go through this stupid little door, which isn't really big enough anyway. You don't have to take anything off. It's not damaged. You don't rip it or nothing. It just tucks back up under here, just like that. But I would definitely pull that down. At least you can see what you're doing. So here's my tip. Sorry about the camera there. The screw was nowhere near as hard as I thought it was. Actually, putting the screw back in was, other than to get the glove box down, taking that screw out and putting it back in was probably the next easiest task. Getting the old filter out, obviously you don't have to worry about it since you're replacing it. You can cut the damn thing in half if you want. Putting the new filter in, you really kind of have to squish it down and be careful that you don't rip it, and then make sure that both corners get inserted into the box evenly, because if it's not even, you're going to have hell trying to get it in. Once you get it fed in, started evenly, then you can go ahead and finish pushing it in. But getting the new one in there is definitely a chore. And then the cover that I removed, I mean, you probably will too. It's got, these little hooks on it or whatever, one on each end, and trying to find the slot on the back end, the one closest to the engine, can be challenging. Not impossible, not overly hard, but you might have to fiddle with it for a couple minutes to try and get it fit in, and put the cover up, get the screw in, you're good to go. And then it's just basically reverse order, right? We'll put the glove box back. Like I said, we tuck that back up, and then we'll put the glove box back, and I may need to put you down. And like I say, we put the glove box back. Now we just have to reconnect to this black thing, which I'm not going to be able to do one-handed. So I'm going to put you down. We'll finish this up, wrap it up, and I'll see you when I'm done. All right, so just like that, right? We reconnected it. It just pops in the hole and slides down. It's kind of like a key. Close it up. Good as new. Obviously, I'm going to turn on the fan when we start the car up. Make sure that, and I pray to God that it's not. I don't know what's in there, what's behind there. So I'm hoping like it doesn't rub against some kind of a fan or anything. But it's pretty straightforward. It's not impossible. If it's something I can do, a fifth grader could probably do it. But this is something I'm glad I don't make a living doing this, because, of course, I suppose maybe if I did 10 a day, maybe it would be easier. Maybe I would learn little tricks along the way, but it's really not that bad. The very hardest part truly is getting the new one in. Getting the old one out is kind of challenging, but again, you don't have to worry about damaging it. The rest is pretty easy and pretty straightforward. You could probably, if you've done this before, this was my first time, like I said, but if you've done this before, you could probably in theory, you could probably knock this out in 10 or 15 minutes. So I don't think it took me much longer than that. 20, 25 maybe, just because I was trying to get that new one in carefully without damaging it. That is by far the hardest part. So anyway, make sure you smash that like and subscribe, please. I would really appreciate it. Whether you hit it, tickle it, touch it, beat on it, whatever you want, hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it, because stuff like this is not, it's not fun. In fact, you know what? Let me see if I can do it without screwing up the camera. You will get battle scars. Trust me. I would maybe suggest wearing a pair of gloves, but even trying to get one more thing in there on like a glove hand and not feel what you're doing, not fun. In fact, I don't even know if that would be possible anyway. So anyway, I'm rambling. Make sure you tap the little bell at the bottom after you hit subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It's what drives me to bring you content like this, as challenging as it may be to someone like myself. Any other part of my problem, I'll tell you something. Not that I'm looking for sympathy, but I've got problems with my hands. I've got arthritis in both fingers. Trying to fine-tune stuff like that is not only a nightmare, but sometimes impossible. My other hand, I have a torn torn ligament, I think. Anyway, and I'm going to be having surgery on that hand in December. So neither one of my hands are working great. Again, if you're a younger guy, you don't have arthritis and stuff, I mean, you should be able to, no problem, do something like this. So anyway, I'll stop. Make sure you share it with somebody. They have a Mustang, even if they have just another car or truck. It might be a reminder that they're a little overdue on changing that cabin filter. You saw how dirty mine was, and I only run mine during the summer, and that's 4 years. So can you imagine 3 or 4 years of running it all year long? All right, stay safe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.